France was on the brink of collapse. Orléans was surrounded. Paris was lost. The English seemed unstoppable. A child sat on England's throne. A divided kingdom struggled in France. Hope was fading. And then, 2 months after the death of the King of England, on October 21, 1422, King Charles VI of France also died, and his son Charles VII ascended the throne. After capturing Paris with an army of 10,000–20,000 men, Bedford advanced into southern France. He laid siege to the city of Orléans, where Charles VII was located and which served as a crucial base for launching attacks. The siege, which began in October 1428, was long and bloody. The French people and soldiers resisted fiercely to prevent the city from falling. In the early months of 1429, as the city was on the verge of falling, the symbolic figure of the 100 Years' War, Joan of Arc, emerged. In 1429, at just 17 years old, she ran away from home and went to Orléans to protect her king from the English. After meeting Charles VII and undergoing various examinations, she began fighting against the English in the French army with the king's special permission. Thanks to this young woman, the French army gained tremendous morale and pushed the English back from Orléans. Subsequently, Charles VII declared that the time had come for his coronation, went to Reims, and crowned himself king of all France. These developments led to France uniting and rallying against the English. In June 1429, the French defeated the English at the Battle of Patay and pushed them back northward. During this time, Joan of Arc was captured by the Burgundians while attempting to enter Paris at the head of the army and was later handed over to the English. Tried by an Inquisition court, she was declared a heretic for wearing men's clothing in battle and claiming to hear divine voices, and was burned at the stake in 1431 at the age of just 19. After her death, the course of the war began to turn against the English. Until 1435, apart from minor skirmishes, no major developments occurred. In 1435, the parties held peace negotiations, but before an agreement could be reached, the Duke of Bedford died. For a time, governance in England weakened. In 1437, Henry VI turned 16 and effectively assumed control of the government. Until 1450, no large-scale battles took place between the sides. However, during this period, Charles VII modernized his army, established a regular artillery corps, and strengthened his forces with firearms. He also reconciled with Burgundy and restored centralized rule over his country. Believing that France must now be completely cleared of the English, Charles VII set out at the head of his army. He first recaptured Paris and then chased the English as far as Normandy. The English could not withstand the strength of the French army and were losing battles. After northern France was completely cleared except for Calais, attention turned to Gascony. The capital of Gascony, Bordeaux, was besieged by the French. In 1453, at the Battle of Castillon, the French used superior artillery tactics to inflict a decisive defeat on the English. Bordeaux fell to the French on June 30, 1453, and the French offensive continued until the English were completely expelled from Gascony. The Battle of Castillon is regarded as the last major battle of the 100 Years' War. Although England and France officially remained at war for 2 more years, the English were in no position to continue the conflict due to internal unrest in their own country. Following the defeat in the 100 Years' War, English landowners launched a rebellion, blaming the government for the economic losses resulting from the loss of France. These developments are considered among the main causes of the Wars of the Roses, which began in 1455. The national consciousness born of the war further united both France and England. Despite the massive destruction of the territories, the 100 Years' War accelerated France's transformation from a feudal monarchy into a centralized state. The bubonic plague and the wars led to a severe decline in population across Europe. While France lost approximately half of its population during the 100 Years' War, England's population also declined by about 33% in the same period due to plague and warfare.